My name is Brittany, and today I'm going to be talking about the IPL hair removal handset from Kenzzi Cosmetics. If that sounds interesting to you, stick around and I'll get into it. For some background, I initially heard about this Kenzzi product on a Swoop video several years ago and was immediately interested. I have previously tried several different forms of hair removal, and I liked the idea of being able to get something that was like permanently going to remove body hair. So I bought the hair removal handset in about November of 2022, did the initial treatments as recommended, and have been using it since for every like 3 to 4-ish weeks. I haven't received any money from Kenzzi to say nice things about them, so there's really no incentive for me to say anything other than what I actually feel and what my real experience was, in case you're worried about bias. And since we're getting into gift giving season, it feels like a good time to do a consumer review. Before I talk about my experience, let's talk about the product. Kenzzi has a variety of IPL products, ranging from things that will help with acne to age spots to hair removal. For this review, I'm going to be focusing in on the hair removal one, since that's the product that I own and have personally tested. This hair removal product retails for about $250 on the website, but given the frequent YouTube promotional codes, you can usually save like $20 to $50 on it. I think I ended up spending maybe $230 after tax and shipping and everything. And as stated before, there's a few other products that retail for a bit more, which will also theoretically help with acne and age spots, and some other cosmetic products that retail for a bit less on the website. The IPL handset is also FDA approved according to the website. From what I can tell, this is accurate and basically indicates that this should be safe for consumer use. Pause for some quick background. Basically, what happened for this FDA approval is that in 2012, a different company went forward to the FDA and sought out approval. They did some safety tests using the technology and found that it was safe for consumer use. After that, there were other companies that would seek out approval for similar types of technologies. So Kenzzi was theoretically one of these. And basically all they have to do is prove that the product technology is similar enough that they can use the same safety testing from that initial approval to basically like stamp that on Kenzzi as well, to say like, this was safe for consumers, therefore Kenzzi should also be safe. I think they also, if I'm remembering right, do something to make sure the marketing claims aren't too egregious also. Make sure there's no like funny business happening before they give their stamp of approval. Okay, so what's Kenzzi claiming that they do? The broad claim here is that the IPL handset is easy to use, fast, pain-free, and can result in permanent body hair removal in the treated areas. Also, a frequent marketing comment made is that this is ultimately cheaper than other forms of hair removal, which we'll dive into. There are some notable caveats to use, though they are not immediately apparent on the product page. The first one is that these should not be used over tattoos. The technology used to remove the hair is also similar technology which can be used to remove tattoos. So unless you are intending to also accidentally remove a tattoo, would be ill-advised to try to run this over a tattoo. The second bit is that this product is most effective for people with pale skin and dark hair. This means that people with blonde, red, or gray hair, or people with dark skin are less likely to see that permanent hair loss that they are seeking with the product. Also, as a pause here, it's not stated on the website from what I can see, but I did hear in a video by Dr. Dre, a dermatologist, that individuals with the darker skin tone are more likely to see the negative results of a product like this, where the harmful impacts might be exacerbated for those individuals. This is specifically because it is harder for the light to differentiate between skin pigment and hair pigment, and so that lack of differentiation can sometimes mean that the light is causing harm to the skin and can result in things like skin damage and cancer in more extreme cases. So that's just something to be aware of, though I don't know that Kenzzi actually talked about it much. I'm also going to link Dr. Dre's video in the description because she talked about this in more length and had really great information. Basically, the difference is that IPL uses a diffused broad light to target a region, where laser hair removal targets deep at the hair follicle. So laser hair removal will get deeper into the hair follicle, and IPL will be broader and less deep. This means that the results you see from those can be a bit different. I'm going to add a clip of her here talking about it since she explains it better than I could.
The Kenzzi device, as with all of these at-home hair removal devices, it's a IPL, or intense pulse light. So it's not technically a laser. The difference between intense pulse light and laser is one wavelength, basically one color, very intense, penetrates very deeply, much stronger, in other words, whereas intense pulse light is a few different wavelengths, and it's more like, if you think of a laser as a spot focused beam, and intense pulse light is more like a flashlight. So it's not as focused, but it definitely is a viable option for hair removal. These techniques, both laser and IPL, are referred to as photoepilation. And the way they work is by targeting energy to the hair follicle, specifically in what's referred to the bulge region. That's where the hair stem cells reside. What's going to happen is one of two things. The hair follicle is being targeted is either going to be told by the energy to shift to the resting phase of the hair cycle, so you'll get a transient reduction in hair, or the other thing, which is what you want, is permanent hair removal.
As she says in the video, though maybe not in the clip I just added, this can sometimes result in more of a peach fuzz at the completed stage of IPL, as opposed to the fully bald, smooth look that people might be seeking. Also, if you're here this far and you happen to enjoy the bit by Dr. Dre, make sure to go and like her video because it was helpful. There's not much more to say about what this product is claiming to do, so let's just hop into my experience with it. Prior to trying IPL, I had tried a lot of different types of hair removal. Obviously shaving, the traditional. I tried cheap razors to fancy razors, so the breadth has been explored there. I've also tried waxing and sugaring, and I've even tried that lotion hair removal. It's like a chemical. It's supposed to burn your hair off. That was awful and smelled bad. I would not recommend it. Ultimately, I ended up really liking sugaring as the option because it had the longest lasting effects, which is what I was most interested in. But it was painful and expensive. So it's definitely not the ideal state. It was just the best of the options I had tried up to that point. I also want to add a caveat here that all of the methods left me with ingrown hairs, even though I tried a ton of different products to help prevent those and remove them. I just could not get away from ingrown hairs, which was annoying to say the least. So hearing that there was an at-home laser-ish hair removal product that I could use that could potentially permanently remove body hair was something that was very interesting to me. And ultimately, that's what lured me to the products from the ads. So I guess to summarize why I bought it, cost and function. It was cheaper than laser hair removal, theoretically would have saved me money over time, and could get rid of all of my hair. Anything else was just a bonus. Also, as I'm sure you're aware from my caveat earlier in the video, I am not the optimal target for this type of product, as I am blonde. So I just want to have you keep that in mind as I go forward and begin to talk about my experience with this product. So as far as hair loss goes, I've seen a drastic reduction in my hair growth since using this product. I am definitely not fully away from body hair. I still have body hair in the areas that I've used it, and I wouldn't describe what I have as peach fuzz when it does grow in, but my hair growth has drastically slowed and the hair that grows is a lot thinner. And bonus, I have not seen ingrown hairs since using these products in any of the areas that I've treated, which is so nice. Before I used this product, I felt that I needed to shave my armpits daily before I would get massive amounts of growth, and would basically be 12 hours before my hair would grow back on my legs and be just prickly and annoying. After using this product, I can go for a week without shaving my legs comfortably. It's been a few days. I'm gonna just feel my leg. I haven't shaved in 3 days and I barely have prickles right now. And I can go every 3 days or something without shaving my armpit before I start to get a little uncomfortable. So let's talk about cost. Prior to buying this, I would get sugaring done every 6-ish weeks, which is about $80 after tip based on my recollection, and I would have to get a new razor head every like 2-ish months. Not razor head, but like razor head set. Since January of 2023, when I started to use this, I have not gotten a single sugaring session done, and I have bought maybe like a razor pack or two. And so if we pause for math, during this time, I would have spent nearly $600 on sugaring and $80 on the razor heads that I use. Instead, I ended up spending about $230 on the IPL handset and maybe $20 to $40 on razor heads. So my previous method would have cost me over $400 just for this calendar year. And theoretically, that cost would continue to accumulate over time, where the IPL handset is theoretically a one-time purchase, meaning that I'm going to theoretically continue to save costs for as long as I'm using it. Basically, I feel like I got what I was looking for in relation to the cost and the outcome of the hair removal, though obviously I would have preferred a more like permanent removal of hair. I didn't get down to peach fuzz, and I am definitely not fully lacking hair, but I'm pretty happy with the results overall. I'm not going to end it here because I do have some more critical notes for the product, but if you stop the video now, you can at least stop knowing that I find this product to be like perfectly acceptable for what it's claiming to be, and probably has like really great outcomes for people in like a more target demographic. But also hang out if you want to hear more critical feedback before you purchase. Okay, first off, it is not nearly as fast as advertised. In the advertisements, I think they just claim it's like the super fast, quick method, which sure, it's like not crazy long. I don't know how long actual laser hair removal takes, but it would take you more than 9 minutes to do your full body because you have to run the thing over a couple times, and you have to shave before you do it because you need the hair to be like down to nothing. So like, it's fine. It's fine that it took a while, but it definitely isn't as fast as they're claiming. I just planned to do it on weekends and kind of made it like a little bit more of a spa day type of thing. But yeah, I wouldn't do it if you're in a rush. If time is a selling point for you, this is not it. Also, the handset is very loud after a few uses. I don't know if this is like supposed to be like this, but in my experience, it's loud. Pause. Here it is. Here's my babe. Okay. I'm just gonna put it on my arm really quick. Listen to this. I don't think it's supposed to sound like that. It's not even on. It's not even gonna do anything. Just sounds like that. It didn't start like that. Can you hear me? Can you even hear me over this? This is so loud. Okay, now it's off. It's like unnerving, right? As far as I can tell, it hasn't actually impacted how the product works. So it still worked just fine after it started making that noise, but it's unnerving. And also, given that it takes a ton of time to use, not a ton, it just takes more time to use than they advertise. It's not super easy to do while you're trying to watch TV or something. Also, if you use it for like an extended period of time, so if you're doing like your legs and your armpit and your bikini region, you're likely going to need to like pause because it'll start to heat up and you need it to cool down. So just a note. Also, just as like a conclusion, so you can see that I actually do use this and I don't just like own this thing that I've never used, I will show a clip here of me doing my armpits so you can see kind of like how to set it up and how long it takes between clips. So here's that. Hi. Narrating Brittany here while Brittany, getting her armpits managed, just looks at the camera and does the handset stuff. So I'm getting the handset out. You're going to see me plug it in. It has to be plugged in for use, which can be a little annoying as you navigate the cord, but is like workable. The cord's quite long. There's a few buttons which make it pretty easy to navigate. There's only 2 you need to worry about. There's the tiny one on the back that you'll press to set the level that you want it to go at. I'm going to set it to level 5 because I have pale skin and I've been doing it a while. Pay attention to the booklet before you make a decision on yours. And then once I'm ready to get started, I'll hold down the button at the top until you see the light flash. Once the light's flashing, it's good to go. So I'm going to start running it over my skin. At this point, I've already shaved, and I'm just gonna use this over the area. I'll run it over twice. And so read the directions for like how many times you should specifically do it and what levels you should be working at, because it's dependent on a lot of different factors. But the guide that comes with it is really useful. And then the light technically shouldn't flash when it's not touching skin. You'll see here that it went like a little quick, and it did it before I was actually on my skin, but it doesn't do that too often, so no huge worries there. Just doing a surface area like your armpits goes really fast, but obviously takes much longer to do legs, so something to be aware of as you're getting set up. But overall, pretty simple. And we'll turn it off, and then I'm gonna hop back to video Brittany momentarily so you can hear more. This is neutral information. I haven't worked with customer service at all for this product, so I have no idea if they're good or bad. You have been warned. It is a crapshoot. As a complaint related to marketing and the product page, I wish it had been more obvious who this product was not targeted for, kind of as a caveat from a moderately tattooed person. I fortunately don't have a ton of tattoos in the areas that I did want to get lasered, but I do have some ankle pieces that I had to work around while I was doing it, and I didn't want to remove. And while the claim that it is not painful is absolutely accurate in my experience, that shit is painful if you accidentally run it over a tattoo. I did that once, accidentally, in the corner of one of my tattoos, and that shit hurt, and I do not recommend doing that. Ouch. And generally, if there are people that aren't going to get good results from your products, you should just like make that more apparent. I get that you want to like sell things to people, and it is like a very common marketing tactic to pretend that your product is for everybody, but I actually just don't like that. I think that if there are people that are going to get adverse effects or no effects when you're seeking something out, you should just make that obvious. Target to the people that will like actually receive benefit from this. You can charge more if you're good at what you do. I don't know. I know it's common, and overall I do think they do fine, but that is just like kind of that's a pet peeve. It's a pet peeve of mine. Conclusion and final thoughts. Make it short and sweet. I like this product. I would recommend it. I would recommend it specifically to people who want to get permanent body hair removal and who have some expendable income and can like theoretically afford to drop $200 at once. Bonus if you fall into those categories and also have pale skin, dark hair, no tattoos. Ultimately, the cost saving bit did feel accurate to me based on what I was spending money on before. Also, assuming you're someone this product would work on. If it doesn't work, you just wasted $200. So keep that in mind if you are not part of the target demographics here. This is definitely significantly cheaper than laser hair removal if you are considering going the laser hair removal route. This is more cost effective. And it can save you money if your alternatives are like sugaring or waxing, since those can definitely build up over time. This is not going to save you money very fast if you're just using kind of those like cheaper razors to remove your hair, because it would take so much time to spend the amount of money that would offset this cost. So keep that in mind. It maybe long term would be cheaper, but it is like a very different cost. It might take a couple years to actually see the benefit. And I would not recommend this if you are someone who is heavily tattooed in the areas that you're interested in body hair removing. I would caution you to do a bit of research and decide if you're willing to kind of gamble on the $200 if you're not a pale person with dark hair, since the outcome is a little bit more variable from what I can tell with anyone that isn't that. Also, I would appreciate a little bit more transparency around that whole like pale with dark hair is the best outcome thing. Though it seems like they have a pretty broad return policy, so I guess like I don't know, that's nice. And being like incredibly sassy for someone who actually really liked this product. Don't take my sass level as an indicator for how much I like this product. I like this product. I don't regret purchasing it. I would buy it again. It was cool. I'm just tired. It's been a long day. So we're gonna call it. That's it from me. I hope you found this helpful. If you were interested in potentially buying this product or another one like it, I'll be back next month for a video about something. So stay tuned for that. I actually don't know what it's about, so your guess is as good as mine. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good one. Bye.